A big sell-off today, and it rallies back before the close. My name's Des here at Grok Trade. It's Monday, July 28th, 2014. And the market's in mix with the S&P slightly in bullish territory, the Dow about the same. But you have the NASDAQ down 0.1%, the Russell's down almost a 0.5%. Small caps really not doing so well. Those things that are deemed more risky faring the worst here. Banks also big time in negative territory, down nearly a full percent. However, the VIX down 1%, meaning that the fear is dropping out. There's no fear. So really did not confirm any sort of bearish activity today. And precious metals and everything down just a bit. But let's talk about this. In the weekend edition, we talked about these higher swing highs sloping over with the doji giving us a rolling over effect, look for downward motion. Sure enough, Friday we got that. Gap down, big drop, and it rallies back. So let's blow this up a bit. You can actually do this in full screen, this video in full screen, and see it in high definition. This thing will be crystal clear. Now, as we were going higher, we rolled over, trajectory slanting downward. We gap down, we drop, find support to rising 20-day moving average, come up, finding a close at this trend line, this blue trend line. We have resistance, and we find support right here. We talked about if we started to break down, especially if we broke through these two trend lines, this would be a death hook and the markets would fall out of bed and just crash and burn. Well, what's interesting is today we opened, we popped up initially, dropped down, crossing through this trend line and the 20-day moving average and the other trend line, down. And then first thing in the morning, the markets, just an hour or two, I would say within the first hour of the day, maybe first hour and a half to 2 hours, the buyers started coming in, buying up that weakness, up. Actually, I misspoke. We opened and dropped, came up, found a high, and then came back down, closing at support. It's not by accident. This trend line here that acted as resistance here, once it was broken, acted as support. We broke down below. If it closed down there, you had been hearing me screaming from the rooftops. The markets are going to fall out of bed, watch for a big correction. However, today in the 11th hour, right at the last moment, today we come back, saving itself from certain doom. So interesting. I'm just fascinated here by the markets. Now, I'm going to draw another line here, and I'm going to say we're not out of the woods yet. I'm going to draw this trend line to here. If you look at this trend line that hasn't been broken yet, and this trend line that hasn't been broken yet, and let's see you're not confused. I'll make this a little thinner. The two thicker ones builds a rising wedge. Rising wedge is only confirmed if you have a bearish divergence here on the MACD. Sure enough, we have a big time bearish divergence on the MACD. So even though today we rallied back, I think we're going to chop around here a little bit and then break down. We have a much better chance of that happening in the next week or so than us rallying and popping over these resistance areas, making all-time highs again, just based off of the patterns that we see right now. Now tomorrow, I say we have a much better chance of doing a bull pullback bounce, but I think it's going to be short-lived. I think it'd be a small candlestick, maybe a little larger one, but I think it's going to stall somewhere at this trend line. And if it does, look for some churning and then this rising wedge to break down. Very interesting times. Let's take a look here at Apple. Apple is just on fire. I'm an owner of Apple, so happy to see this movement to the upside. Amazon obviously had come out in earnings, didn't do so well, sideways movement. Facebook, big gap up, big round of bull pullback, looking for an opportunity to rally here. Google, nice bull pullback to the rising 20-day moving average, maybe a buy time, but again, it could be short-lived in the markets. GoPro up 3%. Looks like GoPro is wanting to rally. LinkedIn, we're building a base, looking for an entry on our release there. And might as well look at Twitter over here. Choppy doing nothing. Netflix down, down, down. Might be at a bottom now. Netflix could be a buy at this moment. And Microsoft looking for a bull pullback, not too shabby. And I'm going to pull this back in. NASDAQ, small caps lag the markets going into tomorrow with big time lagging of the financials. That tells me the markets are weak overall. So we're almost at 6,000 followers on Facebook. Incredible. Share this video or like it so your friends and other trading colleagues can see that you listen and watch these trading videos. A couple things here. Markets, a bull pullback, but we're in a rising wedge. We did buy off these bottoms, look for short-term bounce here, but I assume here that price action will stay between these two trend lines. If it does stay between these two trend lines, look for a breakdown eventually to the downside. There you have it. Take care. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.